Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for popping in here again. I'm still feeling pretty good today, so I decided to do a little bonus live. Hey, Joe King Rogue, good afternoon. We got 1970 popping in, bonus live. Hey, Mika13 says, finally made it to a stream. Awesome. Glad to have you in here. So we got through April 1st of their text in this morning's live stream. We're down to April 2nd. And it seems like April Fool's Day 2020 was the only non-fight day they've had where they actually talked. Hey, Miss Hi-Fi, she got a notification, but not for the last live. I'm glad you at least got one for this one. Dick Gozinia 9923 bonus. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Hey, Maria's Only Hens. I'm so glad you made it. I love Maria's channel. I like watching her chickens. JK1031, yay, catching a live. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming in. So unscheduled. I only scheduled this 10 minutes before I went live. Oh man. So yeah, how long can they keep up a no fight day streak? I doubt it's very long. Let's start in on April 2nd and see. And I do have a Dungeons and Dragons clip loaded that I found if we come across more D&D messages. I think that'll be fun. There has to be a little bit of lightheartedness in watching Mackenzie just crash out and act, in a way that seems ABUSIVE. I don't want to say that too early in the stream. YouTube's weird about that. If you're only just a few minutes into the stream and you say those words out loud, they start demonetizing your stream. So that's why I spelled it. But Amos Hi-Fi says 3 hours max. 3 hours max is all they can get through without an argument, not 3 days. I don't know. Let's see. I was really surprised whenever I read yesterday's text this morning. Not yesterday's, but their yesterday. All right, let's see what they got. Starting out on the 2nd, it's just after midnight. So it's, still midnight. Mackenzie says, "Can you send me your mom's number? I don't know where the nail place is." And then about 30 minutes later, Dom says, "Are you still up?" Mackenzie says, "I am now at 9:03, 8 hours later." And Dom must be asleep because Mackenzie says, "Babe, if you're up, can you make sure I get the address to the nail place? I texted your mom, but she didn't answer. I think there's a green post-it note with the Addy. Why did you make it so I can see if you're active? Can't. You need to answer me right now so I know where I'm going." About 15 minutes later, Dom replies and said, "I was sleeping. I'm up now, though." Mackenzie says, "Your mom texted back. But yeah, why did you turn off that active thing? And how was last night?" Dom says, "For YKTV, gomed." I bet he meant to type good. Mackenzie says, "LMAO, GOMD equals get off my D, right? LMAO." Dom says, "Yeah." Mackenzie says, "Well, how was last night?" Dom says, "Kicked it for a little, then cashed." Mackenzie, "I'm biting my nails off. Bab, Insta. I might not be able to get Burberry. I might have to get pink." Dom says, "Okay, get that." Mackenzie says, "You sure? Insta. Help me, please. French tip again?" Dom says, "Sure." Mackenzie says, "Okay, I." Dom says, "Those are dope." Mackenzie says, "Get that." Or black French tip? Dom, please answer. Dom says, "Yeah." Mackenzie says, "What one? LOL." Dom says, "What you mean, which one?" Mackenzie says, "I'll just talk to you later. Let's get Baskin after my appointment." Dom. Dom says, "Can I chill with Kyle at 5?" Mackenzie says, "You going to be there all night? Then we have no time to hang. And you said we would chill today, just me and you." Dom says, "I always say probably. Here's the thing, though, is Kristen has work, so just me and Kyle can chill. Or you can chill with me till 5. Mackenzie says, "That's cool. After my appointment, I'm coming over then." Did she get medicated or something? She's barely. Oh, no, it looks like she starts fighting later. Hang on. I was about to speak too soon. Let me check comments again real quick. Hey, just Jamie. I'm glad you made it in. Okay. Mackenzie says, "That's cool. After my appointment, I'm coming over then." Dom says, "Okay, then leave it like 5 or like 5:30." Mackenzie says, "Yeah, LOL, bet." Dom says, "'Cause that's not a lot of time." Mackenzie says, "Imma come soon. On my way. From Brunswick, though. I thought it was gonna be just me and you." Dom says, "Sorry, Jimbo went to Blair House, so Blair brought him back." Mackenzie says, "How? Yesterday you said it would just be me and you chilling today. Why you around your friends? You don't give me hugs, or when you're around your friends, you don't give me hugs or kisses. Like I only have 1 hour with you today. Questions? Questions?" Dom says, "I told you what happened." Mackenzie says, "He can leave. You can say you have runs and then just hang with me alone." Dom says, "No." Mackenzie says, "Just don't forget to text me if you dip Kyle's. Sorry for being annoying. I just really wanted alone time with you." Dom says, "I accept your apology. Kyle just stopped answering. So did my dude." Mackenzie says, "Thanks, babe. And WTF? That's so annoying. Bruh, I'm watching Shameless and Debbie Preg. Yo, text back, Bab. Do you think you're going to be free? Babe, you said you wouldn't ignore me." Dom says, "I was driving, my B." Mackenzie says, "It's okay, babe. Do you think you will be free soon?" Dom, "You said you wouldn't ignore me. LOL." Dom says, "My B, we going to hell." Mackenzie says, "Inward? Without me? Wow, whatever." Dom says, "No, not hell, the other hell." I think we went through this in a text message before. Isn't there like a club or something there called Hell? Can't remember. Thank you, just Jamie. That's funny. Oh, dang, Ruth. Ruth says, "Hello, one hell of a storm here. Well, I hope you're all safe." Storms are serious. If you've been around here a while, you know me in 1970 got hit by a tornado a couple years ago, and we have a FEMA approved tornado shelter in the backyard now. Dick Gozenia says she is finally wearing him down. Oh, yeah. She's working at it, and they're not exactly fighting today. It's really strange. Like they just did a sudden 180 when the month of April started. It seemed to communicating with each other better. I don't know. Mackenzie's staying calmer. It's wild. Yeah, definitely, Jamie. Okay. Dom says, "Okay, whatever, I don't care." Mackenzie says, "You should care. That type of stuff makes me so upset after you didn't want to do anything with me today. Then when I dip, you in the mood for anything. So I'm guessing you not coming back tonight." Dom says, "No, I'm not." Look at that, y'all. I spoke way too soon. They're fighting right now. Mackenzie says, "Can we do Baskin Robbins tomorrow then? Get off D&D too, please." Up. There we go. There it was. She said D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Couldn't help myself there. I hope you got a safe place, Ruth. Ruth is under a flood watch and lives by a river. Okay, so yeah, we all thought D&D was Dungeons and Dragons, but it turns out it's Do Not Disturb. We had one non-nerd in the chat, I think, that clued us all in. Okay, she says, "Get off D&D too, please." Babe, questions? "I'm just gonna go to bed, probably have fun, BB. We can just go to Baskins tomorrow. Good night." Dom says, "Okay." Mackenzie says, "Say good night, babe, and send kisses." Dom says, "Good night." Mackenzie, and that is where we switch over to the third because it hits midnight. Mackenzie says, "Nice reply," at 5:30 the next morning. She says, "I can't sleep. I'm going to freak out. I hate my nails so much. Like they ducking hurt and they ugly AF. Text when you up." Dom at 11 says, "They can't be that bad." Mackenzie says, "I don't know. I'm stressed. Want to go to Baskin at 1? Please, BBBB. All my nails crooked and they hurt bad AF. Dom, answer. Please answer right now." Dom says, "I'm sleeping." Mackenzie says, "I didn't know. I thought you were up. When you're up, let me come over. We can hang and then go to Baskin Robbins. Are you still sleeping? You're still at Kyle's, right? Text back. Let's go to Baskin. Are you ignoring me? I got food and passed your house and seen your car. Dom, sad face." Dom says, "Let me get up and do stuff, then IGU." I guess that means I get you. Mackenzie says, "Can you just bring me today? How was last night, though?" Dom says, "No, sorry." Mackenzie says, "It's okay. I need your opinion, though. Can you FaceTime me real quick? Baby." Dom says, on what? Mackenzie says, can we hang soon? I really want to get basking before it's too late. Babe, text me back. Dom, baby. You keep saying you won't ignore me, then you just don't answer me. You decline, but then you don't text me back. Like it's getting late. And then you just go on D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Just Jamie says, wait for the countdown. Oh, yep, it's probably coming. It seems like their no fight lasted about 20 hours, maybe. Yes, hope you're as safe as possible, Ruth. Hope she's got a shelter if the river's rising. Maria's only hen says, Mackenzie seems deeply unstable, like a bomb just waiting to go off. Absolutely, definitely. In some ways, yeah, there's a lot of difference there, but yep. Jupo says, my brain still autocorrects to Dungeons and Dragons, even though I know it's do not disturb. Mine too, every time. Every time I read it, I think Dom doesn't seem like a Dungeons and Dragons type. And yeah, then I remember. Okay. You find where I was. Well, she is really on the Baskin Robbins thing. Like, is Baskin Robbins that good? I don't think I've ever had it. Around here, we tend to do Brahms. Or like in St. Louis, there was Ted Drew's frozen custard and Andy's frozen custard in Southwest Missouri. Z Raven Girl says Dungeons and Dragons are more fun than Do Not Disturb. That's right. 1970 plays Dungeons and Dragons. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why all of us took D&D to be Dungeons and Dragons, I think. We've all played or have loved ones or friends who play. Okay. Mackenzie says, Dom, that don't mean go on D&D and ignore me. Like it's going to be too late for ice cream soon. Come get me. Like you still on D&D and we supposed to go get ice cream together for like 40 days. 40 days. She's been mentioning Baskin Robbins for like a week. She says, and I thought you were done doing runs because of Corona. Like, I know you on your phone answering snaps. Like you said, after you get up and do stuff, and I'm just waiting. I have the feeling that you're just going to bail on me, and it's almost already too late for ice cream. Like it's been time to chill. I'm for real about to freak out. I don't want to just wait here and have you ignore me all day and come back obviously too late. Stop ignoring me. Like it's time to hang. This is gay AF. Ugh. They use slurs constantly. Mackenzie said, I mean, gay is not a slur, though it's the way she's using it, you know? Mackenzie says, like, I've had a surprise for you for days. This shit makes me way too upset. Ignoring me is not the way to go. Wow. So those texts all came in within 50 minutes. That went on from 1650 to 1740. Dom says, I'm going to be home soon. Mackenzie says, how soon is soon? Like 10 minutes? I will be ready, question marks. Dom says, I'm about to be home soon. This is about 15 minutes apart. Mackenzie says, you already said that. How soon is soon? You literally said you could be home soon, Dom. How soon is soon? Dom says, I just got home. This is still within just a few minutes of these texts coming in. Mackenzie says, can I corn over? Come over. Dom says, 5 minutes. Mackenzie says, LMAO, come. Dom says, not right now. Why? Mackenzie says, Dom. Dom says, what? Mackenzie says, we supposed to get ice cream today. God, what's with that ice cream? Like it's getting late. Let me come over now. I've been waiting and you told me you're going to be home soon. Like I thought I was coming over when you're home. Like you said I could. Let me get up and do stuff. Then I guess that was her copying his message back. You got up and did you shit. It's time to hang. Answer right now. WTF. Don't just say what, then not answer. You said you will be home soon. Then I was like, oh, bet. I got ready. And now it's time for me to come hang. Like, when you do this, you for real stress me out way too much. Like I'm all hot and biting my nails. Dom says, okay, you can come. Oh, by the way, all those messages that Mackenzie sent there were within a 6-minute period, 6 minutes. Dom says, okay, you can come. Mackenzie says, on my way. And that's the end of their text for the 3rd. After that, it goes to the 4th. Let me check comments again real quick. Hey, Rainbow Ribbons, I'm glad you made it in. Just Jamie says, sounds like Dr. Seuss. How soon is soon? How soon is soon for a tune? Ava says, my boy learned about tornadoes in school at 6. He was petrified. His teacher said, we don't get them here, to reassure him. The news featured one blowing off a roof in Bristol near us in Wales. I heard that they're having some here and there now in the UK, and I hate that for y'all because I know y'all aren't used to it, and your buildings certainly aren't prepared. You guys have historic buildings that have been around for hundreds of years, and something that a lot of people don't realize about America is one of the major reasons that the tornado alley areas of America um, don't often have buildings more than 100, maybe 200 years old at the most is not because they never existed. It's because they get knocked down by tornadoes really, really often. Some of the really old barns, from the 1800s that we still had on family land when I was a kid have now been knocked down by tornadoes. Hey, Tony 1300, glad you made it in. Just Jamie says she gets hooked on one idea and can't let it go. Absolutely. Z Raven Girl says nerds unite. Hell yeah, girl. Just Jamie says doing bath time, listening from the bushes. Well, we're glad you're here. Jubo says she's persistent like a kid whose parent promised ice cream, but then finishes a 12-hour shift and has to deal. Right? Exactly. It's exactly how it is. Oh man, I've been reading about the heat wave in the UK and a lot of Europe, France and other places. I hope all y'all are managing to stay cool. Okay, so now we're on the 4th. Looks like Mackenzie came over and left because on the 4th at 11:14, she texts, "Good morning, BB. Text me when you're up." Dom says, "I'm up." Mackenzie says, "Want to go explore today after you do some stuff?" Dom says, "I'm going to hoop with Thomas." Mackenzie says, "When?" Dom says, "I'm trying to soon, then trying to by 4." Mackenzie says, "So we not chilling today?" Dom says, "I don't know." Mackenzie says, "We should go exploring." Dom says, "Okay, after I hoop. Depends on what I'm doing." Mackenzie says, "Okay, bet. Is it nice out?" Dom says, "That's not a for sure. It's really hot today." Mackenzie says, "Oh, gee, really? Like shorts?" Dom says, "I'm wearing no shirt, but you'll probably be cold." Mackenzie says, "LMAO, probably. I'm going to hang with Gabri until you're ready. Also, don't ignore me today, or at least try to not ignore me." Dom says, "Okay, but I'm not going to be ready for sure, remember?" Mackenzie says, "You try for me, babe. For real, for 3 seconds. LOL. I need outfit advice." Dom says, "I'm hooping." Mackenzie says, "Okay, never mind." Then couple hour like about an hour and a half later says, "What you doing?" "Bab, when you gonna be don't done? I'm really annoyed right now." Dom says, "Why is that? Because of that other shit?" Mackenzie says, "Babe, I already told you. Yeah, I just want to be outside." Dom says, "Okay, well, I don't know if you text or call me first. Go chill at the lake." Mackenzie says, "LMAU, I don't want to be there alone." Dom says, "True." Mackenzie says, "I would go." Dom says, "I used to go there alone and eat gummy bears." Mackenzie says, "I don't want that lady recording me. She has a camera facing the ledge. I wish I had gummy bears." Dom says, "Gummy worms would slap way harder." Mackenzie says, "What kind? Like the sour ones?" Dom says, "Yeah, those smack." Mackenzie says, "I'm for real so bored and annoyed. I want to go exploring and shit, but Gabri not answering." Dom says, "Yeah." Mackenzie says, "When you done hooping, explore with me. Please take me somewhere fun. Baby." Dom says, "Maybe." Mackenzie says, "Babe, please. It's about to get cold soon, too. I'm dead AF. Even after you send that random guy that pic, he's still trying to hit me up. Babe, can we please hang now?" Dom says, "I'm doing shit." He did not take her bait at all when she tried to make him jealous there. He was just like, "I'm doing shit." Oh, Tony 1300 says it's hot there too in Canada. Dang, hot everywhere. Just Jamie says he's going to be in trouble. Bet. Amos says, "Gotta be honest, I'd love to see one here in Wales, but I know I'd end up doing a dumb and shitty." Yeah, they're wild to see. I grew up seeing a lot of them from a distance, having to take shelter a few times, helping clean up family and friends that got hit. But after being hit directly is a whole different experience. Yeah, 1970, and I got in the closet as it, went by, wrecked our roof and messed up our cars and took down our trees and stuff. And had the cats in there with us while all the debris was hitting the house. And Coda and was not okay. He took shelter in that closet randomly for about 2 weeks after that. Anyway, I'll stop rambling about tornado. Jupo9928 says, she just said recently she didn't want to be outside because it was too cold. Right? And that was all within the same day, I believe. All in the same day. Sorry, I got to get a drink real quick. Okay, Dom says, I'm doing shit. Mackenzie says, Scoop, you told me you were done doing sales. Scoop me when you're done with sales. Okay, BB? Dom. Dom says, I'm smoking with Trevor and Dom. That's weird. Dom says he's smoking with Trevor and Dom. I guess there's maybe another Dom. Mackenzie says, after you smoke with them, can you scoop me that we could go exploring or just chill too? Dom says, I'm hooping with Thomas and them. Mackenzie says, you were already with him though. Can I come hoop with you guys? I really want to be outside. Please, Bab. Dom. Dom says, no, I wasn't. Mackenzie says, he did say he was hooping with Thomas just a little bit before up here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Mackenzie says, I really want to be outside. Please, Bab. Dom. Dom says, no, I wasn't. Mackenzie says, can I come hoop after I shave my legs? Please, Bab. Dom says, no simpin' 2020. Oh, Dom. Mackenzie says, not funny. You better simp for me so after I shave, I can come. Dom says, no, babe. Mackenzie says, all right, whatever, Dom. Then I can just come over. Then can I just come over early tomorrow? Says you had a whole entire day to hang out with your dude friends. Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, I think we should, or you can sleep over here or leave me on red. Dom says, it must have been on accident. Mackenzie says, well, are you going to answer? Dom says, yeah, you think we should what? Mackenzie says, LOL, do you want to sleep over tonight? And I think we should hang tomorrow. Text when you're up. We got to hang today. Bab. Dom says, what's up? Mackenzie says, oh, we went to the next day. Yeah, so the do you want to sleep over tonight? I think we should hang tomorrow was at 22:44. Next text is the next day, April 5th at 11:18. Huh. I don't know if they ended up hanging out or if she just gave up or what. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, so 11:18 on April 5th, Mackenzie says, text when you're up. We got to hang today. Bab. Dom says, what's up? Mackenzie says, let's hang in like an hour now. Babe. Dom says, I'm doing something important. Mackenzie says, what you doing? After, babe? Please, let's hang after. LMAO, you take so long to reply. Dom says, probably I'll show you later. It's really dope. Mackenzie, ooh, okay. I look really cute today. You gonna like? Why you leave me on red? And when you gonna be done? Dom says, that was by accident. I be driving. Mackenzie says, babe, pick me up. Let's hang now. I don't want to be here all day again. Come, babe. Dom says, maybe later, babe. Mackenzie says, you said we can probably hang after you do the important thing. And obviously you're done because you're driving now. And you also told me you were done doing sales. Dom says, I drove there. I'm bought. Chill the fuck out. You making me not want to chill with you. Mackenzie says, I'm chilling. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a bitch. Dom says, don't just start calling me out assuming. Mackenzie says, well, you said we can probably chill after you still doing it. Can you come before 6, please? Or like now? Like we talked about chilling last night. Dom says, chill, I just got home. And this is like 4:20 in the afternoon. 4:20, 4:23 actually, but still. Mackenzie says, I'm chill, Bab. Can I come over? Dom says, not right now. Mackenzie says, how about in 30 minutes? I want to come over soon. At 5. Dom says, I'll let you know. It'll be pretty soon. Mackenzie says, okay, yay. I look really cute, like for real. Dom says, LOL. Because he says, LOL, don't ignore me. And are you scooping me or want me to get a ride? Dom says, I don't know. I'll let you know. Because he says, hit me up in 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, she says, now? Dom says, I'm watching basketball with Angelo. Mackenzie says, can I watch with you guys? Please, LOL. Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, please, you said soon. Just let me come. Babe, it's been soon for a while. Just let me come. Dom says, I said no. Now, see, Dom did actually tell her, or did he? They're confusing me. When did he say she could hang out? No, my bad, he's been saying no all day. Mackenzie almost gaslit me with these texts and had me thinking Dom did actually say she could hang out that day. Hey, little mascara 8, I'm glad you got alive. Amos Hi-Fi says, I donate my left arm for AC. Oh, I wish she could get some. Yeah. Dick Gozinya says, after avoiding me for hours and days, I would feel so weird when we were finally hanging. Yeah, after all the begging, I guess it's, she's only 15 here. So, and Dom's 18. I guess it's her level of immaturity, but it's hard to imagine begging like this and then actually enjoying any kind of time together. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Ruth. I just hope they managed to get themselves cooled down somehow. However, they're happy about it. Oh, it was pretty freaky, Jamie. Amos says, "Damn, I get scared of thunder. It's different here. I visited New Jersey and the thunder sounded so ominous. It echoes through the valleys here." Yeah, it's really wild how like in different places the same kind of weather is so different. Like the Ozark storms were so different than New Orleans storms and stuff like that whenever I lived down near there. Just Jamie says he's so much less interested lately. Yeah, in he really changed in at that first day of April. He says in the text a lot that he's bipolar. I don't know if he was diagnosed or if he was kind of self-diagnosing there, but he said that a lot, and so I wonder if maybe he just had an update, and maybe that's the wrong way to describe it or even think about it. Like I've told y'all, most of what I know about this, about bipolar and other mental conditions, is just from quick Googles and y'all educating me with your experience. Okay, let me switch back here. Mackenzie says, "Can I watch with you guys? Please, LOL." Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, "Please, you said soon. Just let me come. Babe, it's been soon for a while. Just let me come." Dom says, "I said no." Mackenzie says, "You said I don't know." See, she changed from "you said soon" to "you said I don't know." She said, Dom said, "Angelo is leaving soon." Mackenzie says, "And you said we could hang soon. So then can we hang?" Dom says, "Sure." Oh, he said a definite sure there. So he's gonna be in all kinds of trouble if he goes back on that. Mackenzie will be flipping out. Mackenzie says, "When he leaves, how soon is he leaving?" Dom, you left me on red. Dom says it was by accident. That's about the third or fourth time he's told her that in the last 2 days. Mackenzie says, "Oh, okay, can I come at 6?" Dom says, "I'm about to shower." Mackenzie says, I just come? Can I just come and wait for you? Babe, I guess that mean I have to wait another 30 minutes. After you get out of the shower, tell me ASAP. Dom says, "I never got in." Mackenzie says, "Can I come now?" "It's been way more than soon, LOL. Just let me come and I'll chill while you shower." Dom says, "I'm kidding. I just got out of the shower. I'm a smoke with Bernie. Yo, right quick. He down in the dumps." Mackenzie says, "Can I please come and smoke with you guys?" "Dom, I've been ready and waiting. When you says soon, that means 5-10 minutes. That's not 2 hours. Just let me come smoke with you guys." Dom says, "Soon for me is 2 hours." Mackenzie says, "Please, Dom, not funny. Let me come now. You made me wait way too long. Soon isn't 2 hours. I'm for real starting to get stressed. Dom, you said after Angelo leaves, I can come. Now you all done watching basketball. Let me come." Dom, "Okay, fine. You can come." Mackenzie, "Okay, on my way." Dom, "But turn off my light when you get here, like to my car." Mackenzie, "What? Your car light is on?" Dom, "Yeah, I forgot it is on." Did he let her come over just to turn off his car light for him? That's kind of funny. Oh, Dom says, "Yeah, I forgot it on." Mackenzie, "Okay, I got you." Dom, "Hey, what you do?" Oh, okay. Then we go to the next day. Interesting. She must have been there quite a while because Mackenzie's "Okay, I got you" was at 6:41 on the 5th. And then Dom's "Hey, what you doing?" was on the 6th, the next day at 2:30 PM. So, yeah, not too bad of a fight. She begged him into letting her see him. Just crazy. Definitely Tony 1300. Little Mascara 8 says, "It's kind of sad to see a person begging for someone's attention. Not that I'm saying she's innocent, but I would hate it if my daughter texted and begged her boyfriend. But nonetheless, she's overbearing." Yeah, it really is sad. Like, her parents should have put a stop to this relationship and said, no, you're too young for the kind of relationship y'all are trying to have. Instead, you got Natalie Sharilla saying that her favorite thing to do with Mackenzie and Dom was to talk to them about their relationship. Like, the talk would be, "This is done," you know? What on earth? Just Jamie says, "Yeah, I never found out. After listening to all the texts, it wouldn't be out of the question. Just my opinion." I'm not sure which part you mean there on that. Just Jamie. Ruth Carroll says, "Storm's over. My yard is back underwater. Thunder was crackling hard. I'm glad the storm's over. We're glad you're still here safe, Ruth. Good deal." Just Jamie says, "He'll be held to that sure for the next year." Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, Cal Tato, good to see you in here. Yeah, extremely manipulated, Maria. Like, it is nuts. Definitely not Tony 1300. Like, she can't take that at all. She acts like the word no is physical violence on her. Just Jamie says they just passed her off to him from what it seems. It really does. Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Wouldn't be out of the question on the bipolar part. I'm with you now. Thank you so much. Okay, let me switch back to messages and we're going into the 6th. And for once, yeah, this has only happened probably less than 5 times. In all their texts we've read, we're on April the 6th, 2020, and we started January something 2020, wherever this starts. And this is probably, I'd say, maybe the 4th or 5th time that Dom actually initiates the text that day. So at 2:30, Dom says, "Hey, what you doing?" Because he says, "Just chilling outside. It's really nice out. What about you?" Dom says, "Smoking a wood." Mackenzie says, "I hit the bong and got so fired it was overwhelming." Dom says, "Third time you've been fired now?" Mackenzie says, "Wait, I mean fried." LMAO, "I only been fired one time. What you doing today?" Soon, Dom, text me back. Dom says, "I've been just shooting around all day." Mackenzie says, "Can I come hang?" Dom says, "Not right now, but yeah." Oh, he said, "Yeah." Mackenzie says, "Okay, bet. Is it still nice out? Hang soon or now?" Dom says, "We probably can soon." Mackenzie says, "Okay, in like 30 minutes soon?" LOLOL, now? Soon isn't more than an hour, Dom. I thought you meant like 30 minutes or less. Bab. Dom says, "I don't know." Mackenzie says, "Let me come soon. Like now." "You said soon, Dom. LOL. Dom answered the phone. Just let me come now. You said soon an hour ago." Dom says, "I don't know. I'm tired now." Mackenzie says, "Dom, you said I can come. Let me come. I'll leave at 12. I don't care what we do. We can just chill." Dom says, "I'm tired though." Mackenzie says, "Please, we can sleep then. Just let me come, Dom. You can't just say yes, leave me here when I thought I was coming over later." Dom says, "I'm tired." Mackenzie says, "Dom, you said that 13 times. Let me come over. We don't have to do anything. I can just sit with you and you can go to sleep. So you also just going to let the call ring when you answered me 1 minute ago? I don't get it. I try so hard to keep my cool. When you do shit like this, you really don't know how mad I get. Then when you tell me we can hang later and you just give me the time, you said I could have with you to, oh, you tell me we can hang later and you just give the time you said I can have with you to someone else. That's pretty much every day. I'm so annoyed. Thanks." Dom says, "No, I'm alone. You can come. I'm really tired though." Mackenzie says, "On my way and you can sleep. It's all good." Dom says, "Okay." Mackenzie says, "I'm coming. Questions?" Dom says, "What? I'm in the kitchen." Mackenzie says, "You said you were getting the wood. Boston ND West 1. Oh, we go to the next day. Okay. Yeah, Mackenzie said you said you were getting the wood at, let's see, 7:45, and that's the end of their text for the 7th. So, like, it's calmed down a bit. Like, he's letting her come more often, letting her come over, and that's stopping the fights. But, like, the same fight is still happening every day. he's just given in sooner. You know what I mean? Hey, Murray Cal, good to see you. Better late than never, right? Okay, let me switch here. I'm so glad that the StreamYard's not freezing up on every tab switch like it was. Okay, so we are on the 8th, and they only have just a few texts on the 8th, and then it goes to the 9th. On the 8th, Mackenzie sends that address and says, FaceTime me real quick if you awake. Dom says, I am. What's good? Mackenzie says, I want to show you something. And that's the end of their text. So I assume he did FaceTime her. Then on the 9th, just after midnight, like 43 seconds or 43 minutes after midnight, Mackenzie says, Babe, come to your room. Dom says, Why, babe? Come out here. So she's clearly at his house. Mackenzie says, I'm charging my phone and I'm really high. Where you at? Dom says, Okay, I'll come. Let me get a snack real quick. Mackenzie says, Okay, thanks, BB. I woke up super fried and ate so much. Dom says, What, like right now? Mackenzie says, Like an hour ago. Dom says, I just woke up at 5 and ate another edible. Mackenzie says, I'm not high anymore, but you can see the high in my face. LMAO. Of course you did. What one? Dom says, The chocolate. Mackenzie says, Those so good. Is it nice out? Dom says, Not really. You want to help me do a couple drops? Wow, he's offering her. Mackenzie says, Yeah, when? Dom says, Right now, if you want to hit the backwood. Mackenzie says, Yes. Want me to get a ride? Dom says, Yeah, I'm about to spark the little one from last night. Mackenzie says, Okay, one. On my way in 3 secs. Don't take a long time. Oh, okay. So on my way in 3 secs. And then like 7 hours later is the next text. See, before Dom wasn't wanting to take her on his drops and talked about, like it's dangerous, we could get caught and things like that. Seemed like he was kind of protecting her at her age, but it feels like he's totally just gave in now and doesn't give a shit anymore. Murray Kell says, I think she finds something to be pissed or something to be mad about, even if he saw her every day. She's just chronically pissed off. Yeah, absolutely. Maria's only hen says, Yeah, it sounds like he's tired of repressing him. He is giving in. Definitely. Ruth says, Life was simple when a date came with a time and place. Yeah, honestly, people like Dom and Mackenzie not having constant instant messages would probably be more healthy for them. Jupo says, Before she had her own transport, she must have been such a pain to her parents or whoever was giving her a lift to his place. Right? Yep. And apparently the car she had was her parents'. I don't think she ever actually got one of her own. Okay. I'm away in 3 secs. Don't take a long time. So, yeah, then it went to evening is don't take a long time. You've been in there a while. Questions. Dom says, okay. Mackenzie says, Come, Dom, I'm really bored. Dom says, Just give me a little longer. I don't think even it's been 20 minutes. Mackenzie says, Sad face. Bab, and then we go to the next day. Her sad face was the last thing on the 9th. And then on the 10th, she sends at almost noon. No, wait, I scrolled up. She sends at 2:12 in the morning. Bab, I just figured out Megan's been lying to me. Dom says, How? Mackenzie says, She told me she can't hang with anyone during this. Dom says, And what? She's hanging with people? Mackenzie says, Yep, I'm so done with everyone. Dom says, She probably snuck out or something. Mackenzie says, I don't know. She doesn't do that shit. Dom says, If she can't hang out with anyone, she probably does do that shit now. Mackenzie says, I don't know. This shit is gay. Ugh, there she goes, using gay as a slur again. Mackenzie says, Like, even if she is sneaking out, she could sneak out from me. Dom says, How do you know? Mackenzie says, Like, she went all the way to Carl's. I seen Joey's story. Dom says, Oh, that's different. She trying to hang out with dudes. If I was 15, 16, I ain't sneaking out to try and hang out with my inwards. I want to see some bees. I'm right, though. Mackenzie says, No, I'm going to block Megan. Dom says, That's unnecessary. Mackenzie says, Lying is unnecessary. Do you want to hang out like now or some shit? I'm so annoyed. Dom says, Not right now. Mackenzie says, What you doing? Dom says, chillin', doing nothing pretty much. And then Dom says, you want to make hella cake pops? Mackenzie says, I was for real going to ask you that. Should we make hella cake pops today? Dom says, should we make brownie cake pops? Use brownie mix? Mackenzie says, how would that work? Dom says, and then do the same thing. Mackenzie says, but like brownies cook different, the cake. We can try, lol. Dom says, it'll probably still work. Mackenzie says, okay, want to hang in like 5? Dom says, I don't know, probably a little later. Mackenzie says, like, we can go to the store now and get the stuff, then we can start now. Dom says, yeah, I don't really feel like it. Why did he just ask her if she wanted to make hella cake pops? Mackenzie says, okay, lol. Well, we can at least hang in like 30. Or even now, we can just kick it until we start doing cake pop shit. Dom says, let's just hang a little tomorrow, a little later. Let me go chill with Carl and AJ. Mackenzie says, tell me a time. When are you going to be home? FaceTime me. Dom says, why? Mackenzie says, I need your opinion. My mom got Giorgio's pizza. Babe, what you doing? Why you keep declining and not answering me? Dom says, I'm reading. Mackenzie says, oh, okay, when you're done reading, can I come over? Babe, can I come over now? Dom says, not now. Mackenzie says, when? I'm really bored. At 6? Please, no later than 6. I'm already low-key tired. Dom, now? Are you on D&D? Up. She said, are you on D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Oh my God. Little Mascara says, exactly. I would say just forget the relationship. My advice. I know it's hard, but it'll help you in the long run establish boundaries. Exactly. Like they needed to be separated deeply. Hey, Secret Wars 98. Glad to have you in here. Okay, we stopped at D&D. Which we now know is Do Not Disturb, not Dungeons and Dragons, like me and all my nerd friends in chat thought. Mackenzie says, thanks for tricking me again. Dom says, what you mean? Mackenzie says, next time you tell me we're going to do something fun, make sure we actually get to do it. I'm sick of getting my excited just for you to tell me you don't want to. Dom says, actually, never mind. I don't want to now. Mackenzie says, you are here telling me we're going to make a ton of cake pops. I get excited. Then 2 hours later, you tell me no, you just don't want to and act like I'm supposed to be totally fine with you saying no after I've been excited to do that all day. Do you know what I just thought of? Remember when you told me so long ago that you got herpes to get what? Mackenzie says, remember when you told me so long ago that you got herpes to get rid of me? Dom says, LOL, that was a joke. Mackenzie says, oh, that was so long ago. I remember being like, it's okay. What? That was so weird and random. Completely. What on earth? Little Mascara says she need to learn that guys don't like that smothered feeling. Definitely, definitely. Right? Was that Patton Oswald? I think so. Was Patton Oswald on Reno 911? That's where that clip came from. Maria's only hand says, I would have lost my shit with her pressuring that hard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is in an urn, but still. Aw. R.I.P. to your hub. Secret Wars. Yeah. Mackenzie, make sure you make that face. Little Mascara says, I smoke now, but I can't imagine ever doing that with my parents, especially my dad. He would think I went crazy. Well, it really weirds me out that she was doing dabs at 15 years old. Like, I'm in my mid 40s and dabs mess me up. I can't imagine doing that at 15. I don't like them. I've only had them a few times and I have a pretty high tolerance, but yeah. Markel says, wait, so it was a joke, but she didn't know and said it's okay to him having her. Apparently so. That's what I gathered. And then they moved on to talking about other things. Immediately, they went right back to the the bickering. Yeah, so Dom says, LOL, that was a joke. Because he says, oh, that was so long ago. And I remember being like, it's okay. I just wasted a cute outfit today too. Can you answer the phone right now? Like right now. Dom, answer right now. You make this shit so hard, like I'm trying to effing call you because some fuck shit just happened, and then you just sit there and ignore me. Why are you on D&D? Like if you think that helps with anything, you're slow. D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Oh man, Rainbow. I think I heard a rumor like that once. I haven't seen that one, Amos, but I've probably seen the memes there. Okay, if you think that helps, if anything, you're slow. I'm for real mad. Call me right now. Dom, no, you can text me. Mackenzie, Dom, I'm about to freak out. It's not even about you. Dom, okay then. Mackenzie, I can't believe you said that. You're for real mean as F when you texted me. I asked you to call me because I need help and you're being an assholer. If you don't call, there's going to be an issue. I shouldn't have to effing say that you should call me because you care, but it looks like you in the I'm going to be a D to Kinsey mood. Answer. Like you leave me on red when I'm telling you I need to talk to you. If you keep ignoring me and being mean, I'm going to just walk to your house. Dom says, I'm not. Mackenzie says, you are. You literally are. Dom, no, I'm not. Mackenzie, I'm asking you to call me and you're not. And you're on D&D for no reason.
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Okay, on D&D for no reason. If you're being a D, I'm going to be crazy. So if you don't want me to be crazy, don't be a ducking dick. And you still haven't called. I'm for real about to. I'm done with this. I'm done. This is why I hate my life. Thanks so much, Dom. Dom says, we were OTP. Oh, on the phone? Mackenzie says, you never called. Why are you not calling? It's literally unbelievable how you still haven't called me yet. Like, do you really want me to just walk to your house? If you don't call, I'm going to blow the fuck up. I get how it is. Next time I need you, I'll not ask because we both know you're just going to ignore me and not be there. You the most dry ass replier. Stop being dry. And you're going to make this up to me if you even can. Effing D. Why is it so hard for you to be there for me anytime I ask? You are not allowed to sell Maddie anything anymore, and you need to unfollow her on everything. You're not allowed to be cool with her, and you're going to make this up to me. Oh my God. She said only FAGs treat their girls like shit, by the way. Her slurs are insane. Dom says, I'm not trying to do this. I'm literally just chilling. Mackenzie, yeah, you can probably find a way to make it up to me. Dom, what? Mackenzie says, you can make it up to me. How about you start by not ignoring me? I don't know why that's hard for you. Dom says, sometimes I just like to be doing stuff, you know? Mackenzie says, no, I don't know. And that stuff isn't a normal thing. How about next time someone tells you they need to talk to you, you answer. You can just make it up to me because I know you won't say sorry. Still ignoring? Dope. Dom says, sorry, I was eating. Mackenzie says, text me when you up. Oh, whoops, they went to the next day. Sorry, I was eating was their last text on the 10th, and it came in 3 hours before midnight. And then they go to the 11th, and the first text on the 11th is at, looks like 7:04 a.m. Hey, TA Swifty, good to see you. Murray Hill says, same, LOL. I was like, not gonna lie, brownies sound really good right now. They kind of do, yeah. And also, like, where is all of this Mackenzie and Dom only health food? You know? I don't get it. Well, Mascara says, why does she say bab? She's saying babe. She probably does mean babe and is just cutting off the E at the end, but since it looks that way, I just pronounce it bab, being funny. Hopefully it's funny and not annoying. I'm sure we'll get some random troll in the replay that'll be like, it is annoying. Oh. Murray Kell says, I genuinely thought using a lot of slur words she uses died out in the early 2000s. Cannot believe people are still dropping the F slur and the R slur. Yeah, and like usually when you hear those, it's way older people, you know, my age and older. I'm an elder millennial. But yeah, weird. TA Swift, no, it's not funny, Bab. My friend trolled me. man. Uh-oh. What's not funny, little mascara? Are you behind in the listening? I think she might be behind in replying to something she's hearing. Secret Wars 98 said, yes, Connor warmed our hearts. Oh, yeah, that's about the Love in the Spectrum people. I'll have to watch that sometimes. A lot of people seem to really enjoy that one. Okay, so no, I said it is funny. Oh, I thought my friend was trolling me. It does happen. Oh, TA Swifty is awesome. She recently got a FOIA document that she sent to me to read. I'm trying to think of which one it was because there's been so many of them lately. Let me take a little indulgence break real quick, y'all. Since I'm not on camera, give me just a moment. Okay, yeah, Little Mascara is talking about the dabs. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy that she was doing those at 15. Oh yeah, I have some UK friends and like it throws me off because some of them are older and do still use that word, and it's no big deal at all. They don't mean it bad, but my brain is just like, "Whoa." Then I have to interpret it. We'll switch over to UK speak. The gypsy prison infractions. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you, thank you. Dabs bab. Oh man. Yeah, like I have a very tie tolerance. I don't sound like I do. Did y'all hear me there? I have a very high tolerance because I have my medical card. I've had it for years now. And not that I, didn't indulge before that, but that's years ago that we're talking about. But yeah, I've had my medical card for years and, access to all the good dispensary stuff and dabs. Like it's not like a woo, I'm suddenly high. It's just like a messed up feeling. I don't get it. Kung Fu has a tie tolerance too. Little Mascara says Dungeons and Dragons would make her more interesting. They would. That's for dang sure. Kung Fu says Dabs Bab is hilarious. Oh man. Ruth Carroll says put blueberries in my pancakes today, so they were health food. There you go. There you go. Don't have to tell me twice. Murray Kell is partaking. Heck yeah. Secret Wars no dabs. I think there are carts they make now to try to be like dabs, but an actual dab, you just have the concentrated resin and the thing you use for a dab looks kind of like a bong, but it's called something different. It's called a oil rig usually, and it has a glass piece they call a nail, and you're supposed to take like a blowtorch and heat that nail up until it like turns red and then it cools down and then you drop the a bit of that resin on it and it smokes up and you smoke that like a bong. And the whole process of it, I just don't care for it because it doesn't feel as natural to me as just smoking, the good Lord's green herb. I say that as an atheist, but um yeah, exactly, Kung Fu Panda, all that. But you know what? If they work good for some people and are helpful and whatever, then good, but yeah, they're not for me. Definitely a process, definitely. Someone, Murray Dabs Babs could be Babs Dabs could be a dispensary name. It totally could. The names crack me up, oh my lord. Where I'm at here, we had, like, a strain for a while that, a farm was growing, they named Purple Panty Droppers. And it was just a name of a marijuana strain of flower, of bud to smoke. Exactly, flower power, the good stuff. Very, very strong. Extremely hardcore process, Murray Kill. JK says the tolerance it takes to do dabs regularly is wild. I used to years ago and with their actual withdrawal, couldn't even do a baby one now. Yeah, and this girl was doing dabs at 15. Like, ugh. That's kinda how what I was implying with not saying it doesn't feel like you're doing a natural thing for me. I didn't care for that. But if there was some Babs Dabs, I might have to buy them just for the hilarity of the name. Right, Marie Kill? Exactly, Secret Wars. Just the good like I said, the good Lord's green stuff. Speaking as an atheist. Little Mascara says they definitely portrayed Dom and Mackenzie's relationship poorly, like when her girlfriends were saying how much Dom worshipped her and they were the best couple. Yeah, and Mackenzie's parents too. It's really weird. And that's part of the reason why, even though it's crazy, I don't know like if I'm gonna manage it or how long it's gonna take. I want to read this whole text document and see like did it change ever? Because every day she begs him, he tries to put her off, and eventually gives in at some point after they fight. You sometimes with threats, sometimes with self-unaliving threats. Like, yeah, it's just crazy. Oh man, TA Swifty says there was a dispensary in Colorado that caught fire the other day. Can you imagine the whole town was going through the McDonald's drive-through, right? Oh, I wish it was for you too, Maria's Only Hands. You're in Denmark, right? I was thinking that's right. I was trying to recognize your language the other day when I heard one of your videos. Amos Hi-Fi says, Murray Kelly, you in the UK automatically thought that was a League of Gentlemen Babs Cabs ref. Oh, man. Murray Kelly says, do not, but watch a lot of UK television with my VPN. Oh, I'm watching that BritBox all the time. I love BritBox. Oh, man. All right, let me switch back here. Where the heck was I? Okay, we started the 11th. So the 11th starts with Mackenzie saying, text me when you up at 7:04. And then she at noon, she says, nice. You still ignoring me? Honestly, WTF. I'm for real so mad. I don't know why the fuck you do this shit. It's childish. Whatever, Dom. I don't know why you do this shit to me. I really hope you're sleeping. WTF is wrong with you? Dom replies at 1:04, what you mean? Mackenzie says, WTF, you left me on red at 11 and ignored me until now. You were mean all day yesterday and now you're going to do it again today? You're just sitting there stressing me out for no reason, ignoring me, leaving me on red for what? And then when I finally get your ride ass to reply, oh, I think she meant to say rude ass, to reply, you give me the most dry replies I've ever seen in my life. Dom says, no, I'm not. Mackenzie says, then what are you doing then? Like you were so mean for no reason yesterday. I'm just trying to hang because you're the only person my mom is going to let me chill with because someone my dad knew just effing died. I want to hang out with you. All right, whatever. Just keep treating me like shit. Like you just said, no, I'm not. Then you continue to ignore me. It's sad how you're still ignoring me. You can, sorry, I hiccuped. You can just make it up to me later today. Dom says, I was driving. Mackenzie says, so are you going to make it up to me? Dom says, what you mean? Mackenzie says, are you going to make it up to me? Are you going to fix what you've been doing to me for the last day and a half? Are you home now? Can I come over? Answer, WTF. Dom, I swear to God. Are you trying to make me flip out? Very fake of you, Don. I'm about to be on my way. See you in 5 minutes. And that first message where she says, are you going to make it up to me? Came in at 2:48. All the rest of them came in by 3:12. So it was less than 30 minutes where all those messages came in. Dom says, really? Mackenzie says, want to stop being a D? Dom says, I'm about to leave to do some sales. Mackenzie says, okay, I'm ready. You can come get me. You can make it up to me right now. Stop effing ignoring. You're such a effing D. You treat me like this for no reason and I never deserve it. I'm ready, so come. Those messages were all within 3 minutes of each other. Dom says, okay, come over. You can come with me. Mackenzie says, okay, on my way. Dom says, then we'll get hibachi takeout after. Just don't be mean to me. Mackenzie says, oh, that was the last thing he said on that day. We'll just get hibachi takeout after. Just don't be mean to me. And then they go to the next day. That one's kind of sad. Please just don't be mean to me. Like, Dom is starting to sound pretty beat down. Yeah. Let's see what the comments say. Scroll up just a bit. Little Mascara says, LOL. Nice. TA Swifty says, no, it gets worse, Millie. Way worse. Her progression goes from begging to diminishing him and talking to him like she's the man. Yeah, I saw those. I did read the last 2 weeks, and I saw that it's pretty bad. Then Maria says, yeah, Denmark here. Nice. Very cool. Amos says, yeah, like she was convinced she'd be married to Don by now. Reminds me of Steel Panthers. That's what girls are for song. You ain't gonna be my wife. Yeah, I couldn't believe it after reading these text messages, thinking back to her sitting there all serious in the crash saying, Dom and I would have been married by now. Like, whatever. Oh my God. Hell yeah, Kung Fu. Oh, thank you so much, Swifty. I did missed her super chat. Says, if I was Dom, I would have thrown my phone away, packed a bag, and moved to an island with no effing internet. That is the dang truth. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. JK says, they say Mackenzie was taking a break around the time of the crash. I'm sure her mental state was impacted by withdrawing from the dab's butt or whatever she was breaking from. Very well could be, considering, how young and heavy she was using. Raquel is a New Englander. Nice. Tony 1300 says she likes to take control. Secret Wars says Denmark. That's awesome. Yeah, Maria's Only Hens does really cool little videos of her farm life in Denmark. TA says, I have a friend in the UK that sends me British tea. There's a lady in our chat sent me some, but I can't think of her username right at the moment. But it hasn't come yet. Things from the UK are taking a really long time for me right now. Ruth Carroll says, doesn't she ever get high enough to just nap? I was wondering that the other day reading her messages. Kung Fu says, do you think she's like this with everybody? Is this her grind you down way of dealing with people? It seems like she's like this with everybody who she doesn't immediately need something from. Yeah. Markel says there was drama recently with some celebrities saying Connecticut isn't part of New England. A lot of people were offended. Oh, I know what you mean. I'm from the Ozarks, and the borders of the Ozarks are highly disputed. Some maps include a little corner of Illinois, but most don't. But the people who live in that little corner of Illinois, they often really like knowing that they're in a part of the Ozarks, and they get pretty offended whenever people try to count them out. Amos said I would offer to send stuff, but I'm so freaking forgetful. I get what you mean. That's why I don't try to schedule things out here too far in advance. It's not just my health. I am forgetful too. TA Swifty says, do you know, wait till you get to the part where she tasered him and threatened to kill him and his friends multiple other times. Wow, I don't remember the tasering. Hang on, y'all. I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. Oops, I forgot to unmute. After I sneezed, I was talking without unmuting. Yeah, I haven't seen the taser. I've seen her say crazy stuff about his friends, like Carl is done, he's about to get jumped or something like that. And all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, wow, we haven't got to the taser. Well, Mascara says, I'm in NC, kind of here. Oh, North Carolina? I love North Carolina. Appalachia is one of my favorite places. Appalachia and the Ozarks have so much in common. Yeah, we haven't got to that yet, Kung Fu. Tony 1300 says she's too busy thinking what to say next to get to Dom, right? Crazy, crazy. Okay, so we got to the 12th. On the 12th at 10:41, Mackenzie texts, baby, when you up, let me know. Dom says, I'm up. You got to look for your Easter basket. Mackenzie says, ooh, can I come over after I get ready? Dom says, no, you have to sit outside. Assume he's joking. Mackenzie says, LOL, but for real, can I come now? Dom says, yeah, we need to find our baskets. Mackenzie says, okay, baby, I'm excited. What you doing? Wanna hang soon? Oh, soon. Babe. Dom says, I don't know what I'm doing today. Oh, okay, we went to the next day. I guess after the okay, baby, I'm excited, they must have been together because they didn't text again until 2 hours before midnight, like 10 o'clock when she says, what you doing? The wanna hang soon is the next day on the 13th. So I guess they were there together on the Easter day with their baskets. And then she wants to hang out the next day. And Dom says, I don't know what I'm doing today. Mackenzie says, just make plans with me. You know, I'm down to go anywhere you want to go. LOL. Listen to this. It sounds like that one song that I said sounds like a Trippy Red song. LMAO, are you just declining, then not texting back? Dom says, because you don't wait for me to text back. Mackenzie says, because you take too long. Dom says, well, I'll just take a little longer. Mackenzie says, so you're not going to reply to anything I said? LMAO and WTF. I'm mad now. WTF. That is so nice of you, Dom. Why do you just have to be a D to me when I'm just trying to have a convo with you? Like, it makes no sense. Dom says, because you be trying to annoy me. Mackenzie says, how? How the F am I trying to annoy you? Texting you is trying to annoy you? Are you stupid? Dom says, you text and call me right after, then text me again, and then call me again. Mackenzie says, because you decline, then just don't answer. Dom says, whatever, I don't care. Just talk to me later. Mackenzie says, you should care. Thanks for turning a convo into a fight. Thanks so much. Now you're just ignoring me. Dom says, that's what you do. Mackenzie says, ignore you? I never ignore you. You just think, oh, I'm going to be a D to Kenzie, and then you turn me trying to talk to you into a fight. It's honestly so effing annoying. See, you left me on red where I put the yellow line. Like, you always be starting this shit. I'll just be trying to hang or talk, and you make it a totally different thing. Like, I could for real break hella shit right now. Sometimes her lack of punctuation and stuff makes me stumble over reading her messages because I think it's like a sentence is going one way and then I realize it actually went a different way. And her text chat speak doesn't help. Anyway, she says, you so annoying. Just hit me up when I can come over. Nice, leaving me on red. Wow. Now you on D&D. I for real
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Oh my goodness. The only thing about me doing that is I lose my place and I'm trying to find D&D again. I need to highlight it before I switch over and do the D&D little meme. Okay, there it is. Wow, now you on D&D. I for real can't. Dom, I'll text you later. Mackenzie, fine, what you doing? Dom, chilling. Mackenzie, when are you going to let me come over? Also, when are you going to not reply slow and dry? If you just chillin', text back fast, baby. Why are you still on D&D? I'll let it go this time. Dom says, I'm talking to Blaor. Blaor. That sounds like a D&D name. That sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons name. I'm talking to Blaor. Mackenzie says, okay, let me come. It's been a while. Let me come and hang now. Please just let me come now. Dom. Dom says, no, not now. Mackenzie says, in 1 hour? Dom says, I might get to with the bouse. See, D&D talk again. What does that even mean? Sounds like a spell. Mackenzie says, you're not supposed to be with hella people. Then hang with me so you can be with the boys later. Dom, answer. What does she mean you're not supposed to be with hella people? Anyway, Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, just let me come now. I wanted to play PS4 and watch movies with you tonight, but it's whatever. Then you can go hang with your boys, Dom. For real, just let me come. Text back fast, Dom. Dom says, I'm about to go hang with them. We hang another day. Mackenzie says, Dom, you gonna ignore me all effing night and FAG day? Hang with me for an hour or two. Dom, I'm for real about to freak out. Answer. Dom says, why? Mackenzie says, Dom, I'm for real going to flip out. Dom says, why? Mackenzie says, you're going to go wherever you're going, G. Then you're going to ignore me the whole effing time. You don't even go to hell with me because too many people, but you can go get fucked up with people. hang with me for 1 hour before you go. Dom says, it's just going to be like 3 people. Mackenzie says, just 1 hour. Who? Hang with me, Dom. Just go at 5, Dom. Just hang with me for 1 hour. Why are you just leaving me on red? Dom. Those messages came in a period of 1 minute. Dom says, I'm on 1. Mackenzie says, Dom, let me come over until 5. I'm effing coming over, you D. On my effing eat way. You're such an assholer. I'm done. I'm on my way. I really don't know your issue. Like you're dry AF all day and you ignore me like you're at home, plus your effing phone in. You for real break me more and more every time you just F me over like this. Thanks for the effort, Dom. And those all came in within a period of 5 minutes. Dom says, what? Mackenzie says, you can plug your effing phone in. Dom says, I think you're overreacting. I did. Mackenzie says, stop using 1% as an effing excuse. Dom, I swear to God, let me come over for 1 hour. Dom says, I couldn't find my charger. No. Mackenzie says, what the F is wrong with you? You always talk about not breaking quarantine, then you go and get drunk with a fucking R word. Dom says, it's going to be like 2 people, but okay. Mackenzie says, and maybe if you didn't ignore me all day, I wouldn't flip out like this. Then who? Dom says, well, 3 if you include me. She says, who are the 2 R words? Dom says, whatever. Mackenzie says, who? If you don't say, I'm for real coming to your house right now. Mackenzie says, probably Kyle. Or Dom says, probably Kyle. Mackenzie says, and Kristen? Dom says, I don't like your attitude. I don't know. Mackenzie says, I don't like how you ignore me all day. Dom says, you're pissing me off. I'm going to ignore you the rest of today. Mackenzie says, and you're just going to ignore me tonight too. You're making me upset. Dom says, you made me upset. Mackenzie says, tell me you're not going to ignore me all night. How? I didn't ignore you all day. I did nothing to upset you. When you sitting here just being mean when I'm hurt. So the ones that I said all came in within 1 minute were only 10 minutes on from that. What the hell? Let me catch up on comments again real quick. Well, Mascara, my 38th special birthday was July 10th. Oh, happy late birthday. Amos says, T.A. Swifty, I'm not really surprised. Oh my God. T.A. Swifty says it's the messed up thing is he's the one who bought her the taser. I assume for protection. And then she used it on him. Good Lord. Lord alive. Kung Fu says, when did they sleep together? Are we sure that even happened? Okay, in last month's text messages that I read in March 2020, Mackenzie texted Dom all mad and said, why are you telling people we don't F? And Don said, I'm 18, we don't. What he was saying is, that he's in statutory territory because he's 18 and she's 15. He didn't want it documented, but they did document it in other texts. Like it definitely seems like they did. Maria's only hint says Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, baby. You know it. TA says Mackenzie doesn't like Blair. Marie Cal says the lack of self-reflection is next level. Well, Mascara says, are the Ozarks like the show? Does it look similar? I don't know. I haven't actually watched the show. I got a little salty because they chose to film it in Georgia and not in the Ozarks at all. And when there have been movies about the Ozarks done where they did film it in the Ozarks, and it's a wonderful thing for the local economy, the local businesses, the local people, brings in a lot of, extra money, like extra commerce, extra people eating at the restaurants, and stuff like that. So it could have been a wonderful thing for the Ozarks if the show actually named after the place was filmed there, but it wasn't. So I haven't seen it. That's just my salty little rant. I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. I hear it is a good show. Maria says, she's so clingy. Why did he not leave? Honestly, he was under threat. In the earlier text, she would threaten to go to the police whenever he would try to break up with her. She'd say she was going to tell the cops about his dealing. And it seemed like she was hinting that she would tell them about their ex-life and her being underage, him being 18. So, Dom did things that weren't good that she could have turned him in over, but Mackenzie chose to use those things to hold him over his head because she's an immature 15-year-old, just a bad situation. I feel bad for how trapped he felt, even though there are things Dom did that, if he wasn't the ultimate victim here of Mackenzie's, we'd be looking at Dom differently. But there's nothing to that we need to discover or to protect from anyone in Dom. We're reading these, in my opinion, to learn about what happened, what really happened. Is there a possibility that she's innocent? Is it definite in our minds that she's not? Because they're not going to stop trying to appeal her. And I hope that, she doesn't get an early release. But if she ever does, I think she's definitely going to try and Gypsy Rose it. Hopefully she doesn't get to, but I think she will because there's already a large group of people who support her. So, yeah. Anyway, I went off on a big old ramble there, y'all. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. TA says even when he did try and break up with her, she would not leave him alone like it was borderline obsession stalking. Definitely did. Definitely. When we get further, he gives up, but gets it back before the crash happens. That's the impression I'm getting, even though I haven't got all the way through them yet. That's definitely the impression I'm getting. So let's see. Where was I at? She says, because you ignore me, you made me upset. Tell me you're not going to ignore me all night. It's sitting here being hurt, but you be mean because you ignore me. Dom, what do you expect? I try so hard to get you to answer, and it just never works. Like, it makes me so effing depressed. Like, all you have to do is tell me you won't ignore me and it's okay. But no, you just argue. Like, it's not that hard to make me happy. I would argue with her on that. She seems very hard to make happy. Dom says, well, because I usually just be doing shit, and then when you mean, I just go on D&D so it doesn't vibrate.
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
Kung Fu says she is the self-proclaimed hottest chick in prison. Yeah. Yep. And apparently, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I stopped putting Sharilla the Killa in my titles for these lives because I heard her say in a phone call that she likes it apparently. Apparently I don't remember if I heard her say that in a phone call or if I heard someone who was in prison with her say that she told them. She was like bragging. Yeah, they call me Sharilla the Killa. So I stopped putting that in there. Just put her full name again. Mackenzie says, like there's air going on in my life. Air? She says, and I just want you to answer when I text you or not be on D&D when I try to call, like I'm not going to spam you. She spams him every minute of every day. Mackenzie says, I haven't done that in a while. What does she mean? She's spamming him constantly right now. Anyway, she says, or you could even say, it's okay, babe. We can just hang out tomorrow, or you can come sleep over when I'm home. See, look how easy it is to be nice to me. All people know how to do is do me wrong, even the people you love the most. Dom says, okay. Mackenzie says, like, if you're just nice, none of this will never happen. And see, WTF. Okay, really nice job, just being rude as usual. Can nice words leave your mouth over text, or can you only be nice in person? You are literally mean to me over text. Dom says, if I'm not doing anything, you can come over. Mackenzie says, we both know you're not going to help, but you could really help by calling me because some shit with me and Megan just went really bad. Dom says, just leave her alone. It'll probably be fine. Mackenzie says, see, that just proved my point. Why can't you ever be there for me? You don't even know what happened and you say that. Dom said, I thought you would tell me what happened. Mackenzie says, we both know you're not going to help, but you could. She say this? No, it's me. I'm the problem. I read the same message twice. Sorry. He says, No, no, it's not me. Okay, she said, we both know you're not going to help. You could really help. Shit between me and Megan went really bad. She sent the same message again after he said, I thought you would tell me what happened. She sent the same message again and says, really help by calling me. Dom says, well, I don't want to talk on the phone. Can you just text me? Mackenzie says, I knew you would be able to be there for me. I really don't get it. If I wanted to text you about it, I would. But I know you're just going to take 30 minutes in between to answer each text. I don't know why I still try to find people to be there for me when no one ever is. Like my fucking baby can't even call me for 5 minutes to be there for me when I'm at a low point in my life. You would rather go get effed up with people that wouldn't even care if you just stopped talking to them than help me. Dom says, I'll talk to you later about it if you want. Mackenzie says, wow, it's sad AF how you couldn't be there for me. Like, it's really effed up. Thanks for making it worse. You for real just made it so much worse. Like, you keep showing me how little you care. You would rather be with your friends, users, than sit here for 5 minutes and talk to me. Dom says, you're a user. Oh, shit. Dom's telling her off. Good for him. Mackenzie says, I am? I use you? Your honesty such a D. Dom says, yeah. Mackenzie says, that's what you're going to say to me when I'm asking for help? All right, Don, we can play your game. I'm walking to your house. See you soon. Smile. She's doing that evil, creepy smile. Dom says, what? I'm not there. Mackenzie says, oh, that sucks. I'm still on my way. I'm walking right now. Dom says, nice. I guess I'm not coming home for a bit. Mackenzie says, guess not. Guess I'm going to have to walk all the way to Kyle's soon. Dom says, I'm not there. Mackenzie says, if you're not there, I'm walking to Carl's. You're such a fucking bee. Only bees treat girls like this, especially when they're asking for your help. One day you're going to wake up and hate yourself over how you treat me. You can't pick and choose when you're going to treat me good. Dom says, I try not to. Mackenzie says, try not to treat me like shit because if so, you're not trying at all. Dom says, okay, whatever. I'll just talk to you later. Mackenzie says, I'm about to come find your effing car and say that until your rude ass is ready to effing leave. Might take a quick nap in there. I don't know. If you want to play these games, I'll play 3 times harder and win. Ugh. Dom says, I don't know what you mean. Mackenzie says, I mean, I'm going to effing find where you are and sit in your dumbass car until you're ready to stop being a D. Oh, I see Nico. Want to tell me where you at so you can make it easier? Dom says, getting food. Mackenzie says, where? Dom says, Chick-fil-A. Mackenzie says, damn, when will you be at Kyle's or Carl's? Okay, when are you going to be back? I might leave and come back. Dom says, I don't know. Kyle can't be over. Or Kyle can't have people over. Just gonna bull it. Whatever that means. Mackenzie says, okay, come scoop me. I'm at your house. And Kristen and me might hang sometime. It's cool because I never talked to her, yet she could be there for me. You for real owe me an apology. Reply. I'm for real leaving, but when you're home, I'm coming back and you better stop ignoring me and being rude. Dom says, I'm driving. Mackenzie says, don't care. I'm coming over when you're home and I'm mad at you and you need to say sorry to me. Shake my head. You need to learn. Dom says, sorry. We can chill later or tomorrow. Oh God, he said it. He did it again. He gave her a little, we can chill later or tomorrow. And that's absolute. Mackenzie said, we chilling later and I'll sleep over. You can make it up to me again by doing movie game night. And sorry means nothing to me. Dom says, when? Mackenzie says, when you're home. Take time to type out sorry. And you best stop ignoring me. I'm being so serious. You can't apologize, then ignore me. Dom says, I'm not. And okay, are you there now? Mackenzie says, no, I went home. LOL. I got bored. I can be back at your house in 2 seconds, though. Dom says, oh, okay, we can hang tonight. Mackenzie says, when will you be back? And what are you doing? Dom says, I don't know. I was hooping a little. Mackenzie says, can you just come back soon and hang with me? It's already getting late. Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, can you just go back to your house? Like it's already 7. Just go back. You've been gone for a while and I want to hang before it gets dark. Answer. Dom says, I haven't been gone for that long. Mackenzie says, yes, you have. Reply fast. Get off D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. I live in a world of cold steel.
I can't get enough of that. Sorry, y'all. Rue says she makes him responsible for her mood. Absolutely. For every dang thing. Her mood, her health, her outfits. Just Lord. Yeah. Raquel says she's needy. Oh my God. Right? Jupo says, smile. Shirilla the gorilla. Yeah, so you had a two jazz. I don't know. Gorillas seem more calm. I see him in the zoo. TA Swifty says that's just like when she'll give him space and then text him 30 seconds later and ask if she could come over all the dang time. Okay, LMAO might as well have dropped a K. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, they don't remind me a lot of each other, but it did remind me of Gypsies. I'll push back 10 times harder when Mackenzie was like, yo, you want to play? I'll play 3 times harder. Murray Kell says, I would never show up to a function I wasn't invited to or wanted at. Is she immune to embarrassment? I think she really is. Like, completely, because she'll just be flipping out on him and then just switched up to just, okay, just come get me. Like there's no problem. Like she wouldn't be embarrassed at all. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she did. Not even slightly. Amos Hi-Fi says, why do I imagine GRB being like this with Keen? Well, considering that blanket video we saw, she probably is. Secret Wars, yes, it's do not disturb. I'm sorry, I forgot you're new in here, and so I probably need to explain this a bit. If you're new in the chat, a bunch of us for ages thought every time she said D&D that it was Dungeons and Dragons, because I am a nerd. Most of the chat is nerds. My husband's a nerd. He plays D&D once a week, So we were all like, weird. He's on D&D. I guess she sees him like active in an online game, that's going on or something. And then finally, at one point, someone educated us all who was a little less nerdy than the rest of us that it's do not disturb. So I pulled a Reno 911 Dungeons and Dragon clip. Exactly. And we're the coolest. Big old nerd fest here. Oh, man. Okay. Where was the D&D at? I meant to highlight it. Food, come back, that long. Okay, reply fast. Get off D&D. Can I just go to your house or something? You can come back at 9. Dom says, if you want. Mackenzie says, will you come back at 9? Dom, I'm gonna go to your house, but answer. Answer. Also, where even are you? Answer so I can go to your house. Dom says, I don't know, at 9 maybe, but yeah, you can go there. Mackenzie says, where are you? And come at 9, Dom, for real. I'm going right now. Dom says, I don't know if I can. Mackenzie says, I'm there. Your mom made food. And how the fuck don't you know if you can? If you don't come back at 9, I'm going to be really mad at you. Did you hit a cart? I know where you are, N-word. You're with gross ass N-words. Like, really? That's weird AF, LMAO. Dom says, what you mean? Mackenzie says, you were with weird ass people. You were hanging with Damien and Travis, but you can't hang with me. I'll see you at 9. I don't think Davion is in the picture yet this early because this is April 2020, but she misspelled Damien. It's Demian, and I'm not a spelling Nazi. Oh man, I shouldn't have said that. YouTube doesn't like that word, the N word. But I'm not a person who goes off on people's spelling. But when she said that, I had my brain for a moment was like, oh, what if she meant Davion? But I don't think Davion was in the picture yet this early. Let's see. Little Mascara says, yeah, thank you, non-nerd. Oh yeah, so we had to clue you in on what's that clip I keep playing and why. Ruth Carroll says, I'm a victim. Heal me now. Yeah, that's like Mackenzie's every message. Jupo says, we should have a Mackenzie D&D gaming group, right? Nice. Kung Fu, right now. Ruth, fix me. T Swifty says, and when she says I am on red, she means red. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been really confused at several of her messages, and then figured out later that she was spelling words right, but not the words that she meant to use. Jupo says, where we all play characters that don't like to be disturbed. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Kung Fu says, it will be interesting to see where Davion falls in the hierarchy. We already know she's below Kyle, but above Carl. Yeah. She said, I understand if Kyle is above me, but I am better than Carl. I'm sure she'll let us know soon. Oh, man. Okay. Let me find that misspelling again. Demian and Travis B. Can't hang with me. Mackenzie says, I'll see you at 9. Dom says, we were balling. And I'm not coming at 9 because you're being mean. Mackenzie says, I'm not being mean. Saying someone is weird isn't mean. LOL. Come back at 9. Don't be a D. You were already mean to Day and Ashish here? Ashish here. Dom says, I don't know. Mackenzie says, Ashish here. You can see him. Who is he? Dom says, okay. Mackenzie says, are you coming? Questions? Dom says, yeah. Mackenzie says, okay, bet. Ashish asking, how far are you? Come back now? Dom. Dom says, probably not yet. Mackenzie says, please, before 9, I'm bored. Dom says, I might be able to do that. Mackenzie says, what are you guys doing? Oh, we went to the next day. The comeback now was the next day. And okay, so the comeback now, the okay bet Ashish is asking how far you are. That was April 13th at 21:06. So that's like 9:06. And then it goes to the next day, but what confused me is it goes to the next day at 8:26. So they must have spent time together because there's no way Mackenzie went almost all of the 14th without texting him incessantly. Ugh. Okay, there's not much for the 14th. The 15th looks well, no, the 15th is pretty short too. Let's read the 14th and 15th and let me see how I feel. I might have to end soon because I'm starting to get hunger pangs, friends. Let me have a little indulgence real quick. Maybe that'll help. Check the comments again. Is Ashish really there? Yeah, that got him there. Yeah, her spelling, like I said, bad spelling in people when I'm reading doesn't really normally bother me at all, but it's hard to tell what Mackenzie's saying when she spells correct words, but just not correct for the context. Edith 1972, good to see ya. Looking forward to the 420 Mesas. Well, Mascara, did you see TMZ asked Gypsy about her thought on this case? That was really weird because, Gypsy says she should be allowed to have social media, but Kinsey should not if she gets out. And Gypsy's thoughts on that are because she has a sympathetic story. Well, Mackenzie still does have the possibility of an accident. And I know that that's not what the court ruled, but murder convictions are overturned all the time. So we can't, we kind of have to decide what we think for ourselves, unless you are a person who implicitly trusts the courts. And if you are, that's fine for you. I don't always. Yeah, Ruth says she doesn't spell well or use punctuation like Gypsy, and that it makes sometimes it makes it hard to get the gist of her messages. T. Swifty says, "Don't get me started on TMZ, Little Mascara, on how diabolical they are for doing that shit right after they interviewed Dom's sister." I'm surprised Dom's sister went back on there recently, and I'm surprised that she did after TMZ, as far as I know, still hasn't taken down the clip that she was upset about, and I would be upset too if I was her, regarding they put up the body cam footage of Dom's mother being told about his death, and it's really horrible. I was surprised Rotten Mangoes showed it too. I'm kind of hoping that she trims that out. Maybe she didn't know yet, but Anyway, let's see what they say on the 14th. So, like I said, they went a whole day apparently together. And then Mackenzie says at 8:30, "Come back now, Dom." And Dom says, "Probably not yet." Mackenzie says, "Please, before 9." Same thing as the night before. "I'm bored." Dom says, "I might be able to do that." Mackenzie says, "What are you guys doing? Is he okay? And your mom is making dinner." Dom says, "Yeah, he chillin'." Somebody must have got hurt, I guess. Mackenzie says, "Oh, okay, good. Just try to come back at 4 before 9, please. You coming?" Dom says, "Yeah, soon." Mackenzie says, "Okay, come, LOL." And then the next text is the next morning, the 15th. Like I said, there's not a lot for the 15th, so I'm going to go ahead and try and read those real quick too. So the 15th, Mackenzie texts at 10 a.m. "Morning, BB." Dom says, "Morning." Mackenzie says, "My mom got me hella lush shit and I just used some after I showered and my skin poppin'." Dom says, "That's dope. Me and Angelo kicking it and then Toph just came upstairs and killed my vibe." Mackenzie says, "That's gay AF." It annoys me so much how she uses gay as a slur. It's not a slur. That's why I'm not like, spelling it or anything. YouTube doesn't demonetize you for saying gay. I don't like the way she's using it though. Mackenzie says, "You should just tell him to go to his room or something." Dom says, "My dad called me about Topher this morning." Hang on a sec. Okay, I just want to make sure before I read that. From what I understand, Toph has a vulnerable disability, so I didn't want to read anything too personal about him. But it looks like that's just mainly Dom talking about other things. Let me check comments real quick. Yeah, it's so bad. Has anyone heard the footage with the spooky background noise when Mackenzie was arrested? Jupo? No, I saw a title about that the other day, and I meant to listen. I got distracted by something shiny, and I didn't get back to it. I need to go back to that. I'm not sure if it has or not. I bet someone in the chat will know. TA Swifty keeps up on it a lot. She says, "I'm surprised she went back on as well. She's extremely neurotic and possessive." Oh, yeah. Okay, so Dom says, "My dad called me about Topher this morning, and I really give a F. So then I tell Toph to call dad, like he told me to. Then he just didn't say nothing. Like at some point, this N word just gotta suck it up. Like WTF is wrong with him. Like you just asked me last night if you think I'm blessed. I said, yeah, I'm in the 1%. This N word live in the greatest country ever with a family with both parents and lots of siblings, and this N-word want to be a B, like America, a promised land of success, literally. Like if you don't see it in America, then you're just a fucking R word. If you're not happy in America, then you just a effing R word." I'm I'm sure Dom's probably just going through it here, but he says that, but we see him being so extremely unhappy all the time in America with everything, yeah, that he has. So apparently Joe King Rogue has seen it. Jubo's seen it. Maria's only I miss Koi Kane. Yeah, I haven't seen her in this in the chat today. She's probably tending her animals. Amos says, "Yes, Dom's sister actually made a video on it. The police officer actually acknowledges the voice saying she killed us, saying something like, 'What was that?'" Interesting. I got to check that out. Mackenzie replies to all that and she says, "Yeah, that's true for real. Just have your mom say something to him." And see, they no self-awareness here because she says, "Yeah, that's true for real." And he just says, if you're not happy in America, you're an F and R word. And neither one of them are happy nearly any day in America. But they're, his little brother with a disability not being happy in America. Well, oh, that's just impossible. Anyway, Dom says, "The F she's supposed to say, the cater to him every day when he just doesn't do anything or give no effort. He's like a baby. He don't move clean or do anything, and everyone just have to clean up after him and take care of him." Didn't he have autism or something like that? I can't remember what it was. Oh, TA Swifty says she's heard that footage too. Interesting. Dom says he won't know, or Mackenzie says, I don't know, for real, someone needs to just tell him how he's acting is not cool, or everyone should just stop cleaning after him and make him do it. I don't know. Dom says he won't. No one will. It'll just get worse. He is literally cancer. Mackenzie, if you guys do that, your living room will probably just be effed. For real, I don't know what you could do. Dom says, I just sent my mom that. Maybe she'll get it. Mackenzie, damn, she will for sure get it. That's how it is. I just really feel like someone needs to yell at him or something. What's your move today? Dom, oh my God. Because he did. It looks like you went a while without texting her. The timestamp kind of messed up there. No, it's really been only like 10 minutes. But Dom says, what's up? Mackenzie says, WTF? What do I even say? She must have sent him a screenshot or something because Dom says, be like, nah. Mackenzie says, like, I want to help her because her family is effed, but like her boyfriend threatened me and she tried to set me up. Like, what if she changed? Dom says, nah, just be like, they're a line you can't go back from. Mackenzie says, I feel bad, but I'll say it. Thanks, Bab, and what you doing today? Dom says, I don't know, I'm just chilling with Angelo right now. Mackenzie says, when you don't, would you want to hang? Dom, Mrs. Hackman leaving the high school. Dom says, I bet. Mackenzie says, I'm hype. Do you want to chill when you're done hanging with Angelo? Babe. Dom says, maybe, I don't know what I'm going to do. Mackenzie says, LMAO, hang with me, BB. What you doing now? Dom says, just chilling with Angelo, about to make some food probably. Mackenzie says, in a little, can I come hang with you guys? Dom, text me back. Dom says, yeah. Mackenzie says, I can come soon. Is that what you say yeah to? Let's go on a boon. Dom says, I already smoked it. I didn't feel that good. Mackenzie says, oh, just want to hang then? We can bake some shit. But did you say yes to coming soon? Why did you leave me on red? Dom says it was by accident. Mackenzie says, answer though. Dom says, you can come in a little. Mackenzie says, bet, my fit, cute AF. Dom says, LOL. Mackenzie says, can I come in 5? Can I come now? When you talk to me like that on the phone, it gets me bummed AF. I get your tummy hurts and I'm a be there to take care of my bab, but don't sound super interested when I talk to you. I'll text you in 30 minutes. Dom says, you want to make Rice Krispie treats? Mackenzie says, OMG, yes. What kind? Edible or regular? LOL. Dom says, edible. Mackenzie says, then yeah, I'm deaf down. Can I come through now, babe? Dom says, come through in like 20 or something. Mackenzie says, it's been like 30, but yeah, I'll come at 5:40. That's cool, right? Dom says, yeah. Mackenzie says, okay, bet. I'm about to come. The cake is done. Playboy Cardi song, trash. It's like, okay, but not bad, but not good. Read that. Dom says, I don't care anyhow. And we're on to the next day again. That Playboy Cardi song, trash, was the first text of the 16th. Now that's interesting that she says Playboy Cardi song is trash because the whole excuse for their corpse dress up day. Hang on just a sec. I'm going to find a picture. Hey, Laura. Thanks for popping in. That's all right. We're kind of winding up a little bit, but yeah, that's what I was thinking, Amos. Oh, yeah, me too, Ruth Carroll. His week in the UK went bad. Bad, 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 bad. Oh, I gotta put in Sharilla. Hang on. We got angry typing again, y'all. Okay, so just a second. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so this costume here, the Playboy Cardi thing, Halloween, they made a big deal, her mom and stuff, about how that was Dom's favorite or something like that, and, that was her getting out finally and all this stuff. Dom, like, they're talking about his songs being trashed, and Dom says he doesn't care at all about Playboy Cardi. Am I misreading that, anyone? Just sounded like what I heard. Rainbow ribbons, trying to catch up on comments here. That's funny, Rainbow. Rainbow is in Ireland. Ironic how Harry and Mackenzie both caused controversy at Halloween. Exactly. Yeah. Fellow naughty naughty Celt, Rainbow. Well, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit, friends. My allergies are kicking me in here, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thanks for joining me for the bonus live today. Kind of unexpected, both of them. I just happened to finally feel good again. But yeah, we got through a little more. We're into April now. How's everybody feeling and thinking? Are we all still positive that she's guilty? I feel like most likely, honestly, still. I haven't seen anything yet to make me think otherwise, but we'll see. We've still got a lot more to go through. Hope all y'all have a good day, and hopefully, we'll see you back here tomorrow.